Yeah. Yanez, bigger around the trunk.
White blue, white red, round one, guys, fight.
Out to the middle, and Yanez immediately with the head feints, but Mukaigawa answers with a low kick. And another low kick. 3 kicks. Low kick, up high, and they looked for a side kick, but Yanez was coming too close to it. Yanez doing some interesting stuff with the mix-ups and the feints.
Kyosuke really relaxed.
Yeah, lots of low kicks, good snappy jabs, good range management.
Yeah.
And now he missed the range a little bit on the side kick, but on that push kick, he had the range read a lot better. Very disciplined and controlled is Kyosuke Mukaigawa.
I'm liking the movement from Kyosuke.
It's very deliberate, very intentional. He's picking a specific range, and Yanez is trying to use these feints and these flurries to sort of manipulate Mukaigawa, but Mukaigawa's nonplussed. That right hand over the top.
That was mean. That actually landed in a really kind of downward arc, like a sword slash right across the chin.
I call that the sword angle. Big
Yanez
left.
is having some fits with the range. He kind of got caught on that punch, kind of lunging in towards Kyosuke.
Well, what I would imagine, stylistically speaking, the things that Yanez is doing typically would make your opponent move. The types, the sudden explosions and the flurries and the way that Yanez is trying to manage the distance would typically get bigger reactions. But Kyosuke Mukaigawa is a cool customer, and he's not thrown off by Yanez. See, look at the feints that Yanez is throwing, and Mukaigawa's giving him nothing. Just stone face.
No reaction.
Yeah, and countering him in the middle of it.
Yeah, his straight kick is really good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite kicks, and I always say that it should be as fundamental as a jab in terms of what you learn before you have your first fight.
And when Yanez does decide to commit, Mukaigawa is gone.
Yeah, the range. He's using his range very well. He, like you said, disciplined on the exit.
Oh. Close, but no cigar. Mukaigawa goes for the head kick, thinking Mukaigawa ended that round very intelligently, thinking that he'd done enough with the legs and the body to draw the guard down low of Yanez. He just mistimed that head kick, and that stocky frame of Yanez got in the way of it.
Getting over that shoulder can be a little hard when they're in that stance too. When they're in that, when their shoulder is kind of up like this, kind of hiding, like a little shield. It can be very hard to kind of get that arc up and over. You got to get exponentially taller, and he's not exponentially taller. He's exponentially longer.
Right. You can turn the hip.
Is he a young dude?
He appears young to me. Both men look young to me.
Yeah. He could have some growing left to do even maybe, but we're a couple of wizardly old fools over here on the commentary desk.
I'm now more gray than not, so he looks young to me.
I'm catching up rapidly, my friend. I'm catching up. Yanez and Kyosuke, however, two guys this size, this weight, this age, they're probably going to have just as much gas in the tank. Kyosuke is really impressing me with his head movement. It's minimal, but it's effective.
He moves exactly as much as he needs to move. He does exactly what he needs to do.
The Kyo chants are going crazy in the
Yanez has to make an adjustment. Because if he just comes out and does the same, Kyosuke will have an even stronger read. So Yanez will have to change the pace and change the timing and change the overall strategy. He's going to have to move side to side more. He's going to have to do something different. He double pumped that front kick. I think the nerves. I think Kyosuke has his number. Yanez is reacting to everything that he does.
Kyosuke is just no-selling everything.
See that little awkward little double hop with the front leg? He just desperately wants to make an entry, and he's now prioritizing.
He's reaching a lot.
Yes, he really wants to get gloves on Mukaigawa, and good hard right from Kyosuke. See, look how disciplined and conscious he is of the range.
Now Kyosuke is starting to get a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more comfortable with the range.
I predict he will be much like a stone rolling down the hill, in that he will become faster and stronger.
I don't think Yanez has landed clean up top one time.
No.
He hasn't touched up. That might be the first commentator's curse.
Yeah, good straight left from Yanez. Snaps Kyosuke's head back. But Yanez's sort of herky-jerky movements, which began this fight as, I believe, an attempt to mix up or manipulate his opponent, have now got the appearance of more of nervous energy. It looks like he's... Oh, there he goes. He catches him on the end with a right hook. Oh, snaps the head back of Mukaigawa. Mukaigawa fiddles with his headgear. Now Kyosuke Mukaigawa has slowed down, and now Yanez is landing up top.
Finally. He's getting some success off of that initial strike because he's switching up the approach a little bit on how he comes in, I think. He's not necessarily reaching and lunging. He's kind of, like you said, stepping to the side and then throwing it.
He's made the adjustment, but
maybe he didn't even realize it because now he's walking straight again.
Ooh. The outside edge of Kyosuke Mukaigawa's glove did catch Yanez on the chin for that short right hand.
Kyosuke is like a phantom, though. Like, outside of that combination off of that one really super crispy punch, Yanez has had a lot of trouble finding the head. So for him to finally get around, almost like getting the hands around the neck of the Viper, finally, after all that. So he made the most of it. He got a lot of punches off and got him up to the wall. And I don't know if he did enough to win the round.
I was going to ask you, do you think? I personally believe he won that round.
Maybe. I think it was a lot closer. And those were kind of the most definitive strikes of the round, in my opinion, too. Kyosuke had a big shot in round one that kind of wobbled Yanez a little bit, or maybe even knocked him off balance if it didn't wobble him. But there was no shot like that for Kyosuke in the second round, whereas Yanez definitely delivered more damage over the course of those 2 minutes. It's so much going on for 2 minutes with these guys as well.
Yeah. 2 minutes is crazy.
White red, white blue, white.
Kyosuke breathing heavily. Again, Yanez starting each exchange with that little hop and skip. And then a snappy left high kick from Mukaigawa. Look just on the edge. Yanez's gloves are touching Mukaigawa, but with no impact because he's just on the end. That
was a nice
hit, a right and a left, both landed.
That left was great for Yanez. This is a much better round for him so far, at least at the jump.
But look how much leeway and respect Yanez gives. Every time Mukaigawa moves, Yanez flinches, grimaces, and closes his eyes. Good, hard low kick. Yanez skipping in on every attack and then finally utilizes the actual sliding front kick. Good punches.
Headgear is just not on correctly at all for Kyosuke. He's having a lot of trouble with it now, and Yanez is capitalizing, throwing big strikes as Yanez.
Oh, big high kick from Kyosuke.
Yeah, he kind of stopped him a little bit, but Yanez is like, showing. He's starting to see that Mukaigawa's reacting to every feint now.
Yeah. What a crazy turn of events.
Yeah, definitely a much different round this third round.
We were all but writing Yanez off at the beginning of the first round. He just looked far out of his depths against Kyosuke, and now he is dominating this fight.
His toughness, he's outlasted it a little bit.
And he's finding his
definitely hit him harder many more times at this point. Kyosuke has to. He had a good head kick earlier, but he needs to land another really impactful shot because Yanez has landed a lot in this round.
He's got his mouth hanging open. I guess it's just fatigue. And with Yanez, who as a requirement to win, he has to make this fight ugly. It doesn't matter if they're tired.
Big shot from Yanez near the end of the round here. Both men clinching with short time.
And this round is fairly close,
They may be able to throw a couple more punches here before the bell, but the bell is coming. There it is. Yanez had an amazing third round, and it will come down to how the judges saw that second one, in my opinion. Close round, could have been either guy. Let's see how the judges saw that second round.
In my opinion, I think round 3 is closer than round 2.
Really?
I believe round 2 is handily Yanez.
Okay.
I might be looking at different, but different people look at different things.
Definitely. I'm definitely not a person that you should consult on for kickboxing technical advice.
Well, no,
I've watched fights, but
there are people that prioritize punches over kicks, or kicks over punches, or ring positioning over both.
I'd like to think I'm closer to the judges than you are, just being someone who isn't a striker and also, isn't technical.
Or I might sometimes
That's not a compliment to myself, by the way, for the viewers at home. That's a detrimental thing.
Yeah, no, and I don't necessarily. I think I might also have the habit of looking at things that nobody's looking at. Just from
I have had that with Trevor before, that discussion with Trevor before. The people who actually.
All right, fighters to the center of the cage at this time. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. And your winner out of the red corner, Kyosuka Mukaigawa.
I should have helped Sam out on that one. That's interesting. That's interesting. No.
Sam's asking how to say it. Sam's not even going to try. He asked him how to say it, and then he was like, no, I'm not going to give it a shot. I'm not going to try to correct myself. Look at him. He's tough moment for Sam. I can see it's hurting him right now.
Yeah, but you know what? When you have a name that you know people struggle with, you take it less personally. You know?
Well, I'll tell you, I have a